All right. So we're just in the middle of doing that 281 workbook page. We had 1 through 8 to do. We've already done 1 through 4. I'm sorry you missed it. I'm talking to the people at home, guys. All right. So we're going to start with number 5. Number 5 has f plus g of x. 6 has f minus g of x. Then 7, f times g. And then f divided by g. So this gives us all our different versions. So I think this should probably help us with the other things. All right, let's look. F plus g of x we know is just f of x plus g of x. So I can even rewrite that to help me understand this easier. It's f plus g of x. So let's put in what each value is. F of x is -2 plus, what's g of x? 7x plus 4. Okay, so I know 7x can't be combined with anything, but these two can be combined together. +4 minus 2 together gives you +2. Done. All right. I think the plus is probably the easiest. The minus has that extra rule because we have to distribute the minus. Multiply, that's going to, multiply, divide are going to have some slightly different rules for this one. All right, let's move this over. Question coming up? Yeah, that's it. That's it. Aren't you glad when it's easier than you thought? I'm pretty sure usually I can explain it easier and make it easy to understand if you just hear it explained. You just got to take some notes and then you go back and you can say it is that easy. Like reassure yourself. Start doing like little notes. Yes, stop here. You're done. Right? Okay. Let's look at this. F minus g of x. That is just looking at this number 6. F of x minus g of x. Let's see what these two values are. F of x is -2. Now watch. I'm going to put this in parentheses. I don't even care what it is. I'm going to write this out first. And I even want you to maybe even box it and first use parentheses. First use parentheses. So I'm just going to keep that as my example. Yeah, with subtraction. With subtraction. Whoops. With subtraction, first use parentheses. Okay, so now we're going to go down. We're going to put in what the g of x is. It's -2. And then g of x is that 7x plus 4. Okay, we were good with this before. So I want you to go and try to work the whole answer out. And in the chat, give me the answer because we know how to do this. We're not just going to apply that to the 7x. That would be incomplete. Let's do it to the 7x. And then the minus applies to the 4. Combine your terms, you're done. All right, let's see what you got there. Yeah. Kevin, that looks great. Soon Lee, let's put it in descending order. So if you have any variables, put that term first. So just switch around your terms. They're both going to still be negative. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Nikolai, Charlie, Any. Let's see. Soon Lee. Who else is getting it? Kevin. Kevin had it first. There you go, Soon Lee. Perfect. Marcos, combine the -2 and the -4. Those are both numbers. We can combine them. And that looks good. RA. Melanie, really close. Really close. Because don't forget, the negative applies to the 4 to make it -4. -4 and -2 aren't going to give you +6. It's going to get you what? All right, Tal, let's look at that one. We're at 2 is so close. Let's make that 6 a negative, though. No worries. Okay, good final answer, Max. Good, Melanie. And here's how I want you to write it, though. So, Melanie, I want you to circle what you have right now as your answer. And this is what we're going to do. Same with Marcos. You got it, but circle what you have as an answer because we're going to put it in a different form at the end. Okay, here we go. -2 doesn't change. Negative times a 7x gives you -7x. Negative times a +4 is going to give you -4. Now, how do we get 7x, though? Because how do we get -9? It's not going to be -9. There's only one value here, one that has an x in it. right? We can't combine it with anything else. Okay, so watch, negative 7x. Now I want to look to combine these two. Think of it this way. You're underwater 2 feet. You go down another 4 feet minus negative 2, underwater 2 feet. Go down another 4 feet, minus 6. And this is the order that I want you to put it. This is the order. Okay. Let's see. Variables are always first. You could put that. Variables first. I don't even know if I'd mark a point off for that, but I want you to put it in that order, okay? Okay, most people had it. Make sure you have this. First, use parentheses, and then let's put it in this way. Since we're only dealing with first order, we're not getting into squared and third and fourth, fifth degree exponents yet. So I'll just say variables first. But if there was more than one variable, if there was x squared next to the fifth, I'd put the highest one out in front. So it'd be like x to the third plus x squared plus x minus 2. You see how it goes down with the exponents all the way to the constant. All right. How about 5 and 6? Give me a thumbs up, sideways, down for 5 and 6. If you're daydreaming, looking at the ceiling, answer the question. Thumbs up, sideways, down for 5 and 6. Thumbs up. Good. Okay. So we're feeling pretty good about adding and subtracting. Okay. I think it's sideways, and tell me if I'm right, because of all the little work we have to do in between. Maybe that's where the confidence is lacking a little bit. Okay. But as far as what we're doing, we're just going to look at what is f of x. Okay, what is g of x? This. We have to add them. That's all we're doing. Yeah. Okay. That was too far ahead. So the person has clarified. They're a little bit yeah, good. I thought so. Okay. We'll get to 7. Annie, thanks for keeping me on track. I got a little distracted. What? I can't lip read. I don't know what you mean. All right, look. F times g of x. Same f of x, g of x. Same thing. Now watch. This is going to be I'll just write it. F of x times g of x. We're going to multiply these two things together. And I suggest to, I could have written this a bunch of ways. I could have just said, this is the same if you're confused. I mean, that's the same thing. I just put parentheses and I made them right up against each other because look, when things are right up against each other, it's multiplication every time. So let's look. F of x is negative 2. G of x is 7x plus 4. All right. Okay. Now here's the thing. If I said it was negative 2 times 7, tell me in the chat if it was just negative 2 times 7x. Negative 2 times 7x, what would you end up with? Good, Nikolai. What else? Good, Tao? Okay. All right, Annie. So, wait, you guys can't see it. I don't know how that's what I got. All right. So, what I was trying to point out is this. This negative 2 doesn't just multiply to 7x. It looked like most of you can do that if asked to multiply these two terms, right? We have to multiply negative 2 times 7x, but we can't forget about plus 4. We got to multiply then negative 2 times plus 4. We got to do it twice because there's two different terms over here. So it's just distribution. If you missed that, right on it. So you go back when you're studying and you say, oh yeah, don't forget. Distribution. We got to distribute. I think that's what it was. All right. Negative 2 times 7x, negative 14x. I even might mark off. I'm done with that one. That one's done. All right. Negative 2 times positive 4, negative 8. Done. All right. I feel like it might be a little easier than maybe you thought. But if it is not easier than you thought, tell me in the chat What is the hard part? Even if it's like, well, it just takes me a while to figure out when I multiply this. Yeah, I thought you got it. You just forgot this part right here, huh? Yeah. All right. No worries. That's just distribution. And that is something that, with the COVID break in the spring, you probably haven't had to do that really for a year. So no worries if you forgot that. Now, we're done with number 7. And yeah, I think we can go on to 8. Are there any other questions on number 7? Especially if you said you were thumb sideways, you were worried about. Good. All right. You know I'm talking to you. All right, guys, number 8. Let's do it. Number 8 has something new. So even if you're feeling like, oh man, I am doing so good with this, I want you to get ready to write something down, okay? Maybe even get out your notes or just put it really obvious on this homework. Your homework is for you guys. I don't care if you have notes and like weird messages for yourself when I look at it, when I collect homework. I don't care what it looks like. This is notes for you guys for when you're studying for the test. All right. So let's look. All this is saying f divided by g of x. Look, it's just going to be f of x divided by g of x. That's how I would interpret it. This notation is just more succinct than this, but it means exactly the same thing. All right. All right. So we only use this notation when we are combining functions, and that's what we're doing for this. So f of x is -2. G of x is 7x plus 4. Now look, it's plus. Okay, it's plus. All right. This right here is different. It's not equal to this. You guys agree that's not the same thing? Obvious, right? One's addition, one's division. It's only in this situation where we would be able to look at the situation going on in the fraction, and we could try to reduce that. Because you can only reduce a fraction when there is nothing but multiplication going on. If you have a string of terms like we have here, first term and then another term and then another term, and it's addition or subtraction, separating the terms, we cannot factor. Or it's a total different process. But this is something that Math 8 does not teach you very well at all. So don't worry if you didn't know it. All last year with Math 1, I was confused why it was confusing, but you cannot reduce these. And we're going to do a factoring and a factoring lesson pretty soon. So if you're confused about it, don't worry about it. But just remember, because it's addition, you can't reduce. Because it's division, you can't reduce. Here you could. Here you could reduce this. This would end up being -1 over, well, that would be 14x. You could reduce that. But this is not the problem. We don't have this situation. That's what everyone wants to have so that they can reduce. But we don't have it. We don't have it. And what turns out to be with this is the answer. It is not the complete answer, though. Here's why. This is the new part. This is the new part. I did not hit on this before. We have to state our restrictions on x. We got to put our restrictions. The reason why? Because x is in the denominator. X is in the denominator, guys. Whoa, it's 1240. Okay, I'm sorry. So watch, 1 sec. I'm gonna finish this for everybody. I'm sorry about that. 7x equal -4. We're solving to see when does x make this equal to 0. We divide, we get -4/7. And what I'll say is, because this value for x will make the denominator 0, I'm going to say the restriction, x cannot equal -4/7. Okay. I'm really sorry, guys. Thanks for watching the video, though.